enemy would attack a B-17 from out of the sun at its most vulnerable position, the nose, hence the name. That was a book, it became a movie, and it's not a lot of rah-rah and hippie whips and a lot of light-hearted banter. This was a motion picture about kids from Ypsilanti, from Belleville, from Detroit, from Ann Arbor, from the UP, from Ohio, from the Rockies, from New York State, from down south. They left home for the first time. They were surrounded by the enemy who wanted to kill them. Many times these kids went out on their first mission, never to return. Each time a B-17 or a B-24 went down, the possibility of 10 lives were either lost or succumbed to be prisoners of war. B-17 in front of us, geared down and dirty. Yes, it was a tail-lit environment back then. The ball turret gunner was in a scary gyro ball turret that prevented the gunner from hitting the undercarriage of the aircraft that he was in or the propeller tip. That little space generally had a ball turret gunner be a guy no bigger than about 5 feet 5 or 5 feet 6 and about 130 pounds. If you were claustrophobic, you were in trouble. The Sperry ball trips were on both the B-24 and B-17. Because of the ground clearance on the B-17, they weren't retracted, but on the B-24, because the belly was so low to the ground, they actually retracted that ball turret for takeoff and landing, with the gunner getting in only once they were in flight. 12,731 of these aircraft were built. You are looking at approximately 50% of the flying aircraft in the United States and the world today. Dug in like this, the infantry is kind of on a stalemate, so the Germans call in an armored car for some support. This is a 247 model scout car, armed with a light machine gun. Ladies and gentlemen, President Roosevelt's unbelievable prediction had been exceeded by 50%. You know who did that? It wasn't slave labor. It wasn't forced labor. It was the men who couldn't go to war, and it was Rosie the Riveter. The women who went into the factories, give them a big round of applause. They worked long hours to build these airplanes. Some of them built right here at Willow Run. It was dank, dark, damp, repetitious work, not fitting a woman. But their production run, as I just told you, got the war machines, whether it's a plane or a tank or a C-47 or a warship, it got them into the air, thereby helping to end the war early. Now get this, by the end of the war, the U.S. had produced 300,000 warplanes. They had trained 186,000 crew members. Hitler and the Japanese warlords had fatally underestimated the capability of American industry.
There's Sentimental Journey.
I'm proud to tell you that operating under the free enterprise capitalistic form of government, American industry has overcome a 10-year premeditated lead of the aggressor nation to achieve total victory in only 3.5 years. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for the citizens of America and the men who went to war. It was oftentimes alone. Born of war but seeking peace, he carried valiant men into the very jaws of death and brought them home again. Berlin, Frankfurt, and countless others, courageous daylight